What's the response been like from the CBC? Because the fear in Australia is that any government that threatens to defund the ABC or sell it off is going to cop the wrath of the ABC. How has the CBC responded to him so far?
Well, let's be honest, Fred. You cop the wrath of the public broadcaster whether you say you're going to defund them or not. And throwing $80 million their way just before the election is pathetic. I think he's, to paraphrase Shakespeare and Richard II, he's making a virtue of necessity. They're going to attack him anyway for being a conservative. So by saying he's going to defund them, the attacks look illegitimate in a way. He's just going to say, look, because I'm defunding them, of course they're going extra. They're attacking me even more. People need to realize the median voter in Canada is to the left of the median voter here by quite a bit. And so he's trying to take them and move them considerably to the right. And since he's been chosen, they've gone up about 5 points in the polls. But most especially noticeable is amongst young people under 30. He's getting a lot. I think people crave actually policies. The Morrison and his advisors, and I don't think Dutton's got rid of enough of the advisors, but their sort of texter view is just to park yourself a centimeter to the right of the left-wing party. And they call that being in the center. But as the left moves left, they move left too. And you can't think of a single right-wing thing we got out of 9 years of a coalition government, except for Abbott stopping the boats. And I think as a result of that, Poilievre is tapping into the sort of Brexit, Trump. We need to offer something to our core voters. And, you can maybe come up with something, but you have to rack your brains to think what they did for 9 years of coalition government. They don't even appoint conservatives to tribunals, courts, or the main sort of bodies. So you get Human Rights Commission appointees who are lefties. You get the head of the ABC is a lefty. And Poilievre's just said, I'm not doing that. So we'll see how it works out. I think he's going to win.
Well, let's get back to that in a second. I just want to go back to the point you made about how Poilievre is selected. This is a great incentive for people to become members of a political party, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because you have some say. Right now, you have to watch. I mean, one of the worst things that happened to the coalition was taking out Abbott. I think Abbott was a much weaker leader than he was as an opposition leader. But if your answer to Abbott is Turnbull, then you're not asking the right question. So really, and so that we still haven't recovered from that, and we still, I think, have a significant chunk of the party room, even though the Teals took out a lot of them, who are just Labor Lite. And we saw this during the pandemic, completely worthless. So Poilievre now, he's untouchable because the party base has over 2/3 have supported him. So the sort of Simon Birminghams of the party, they can't really say anything. If they don't like it, they just have to leave. Well, it would be nice if. Sorry.
Let's talk about whether or not he can win, because this is a rare bit of good news for Conservatives. I mean, there's not much good news for us here in Australia at the moment, so may as well live vicariously through Canada. What are his odds?
Well, as I said, he's now ahead of the Liberal Party. The Liberal Party in Canada is the main left-wing party, and then there's an even further left-wing union party called the NDP, and then there's the Greens. So, I mean, there's a lot of left-wing parties. So the Liberals are the sort of center-left Labor-like party. But there's a separate party that is officially endorsed by the unions, but not many people vote for them. So his chances, I think, are pretty good. I mean, I think it's always better to offer people a program, and we'll see. Generally these people get elected and then they run for the center. But he said he's not going to do that. He said the center now is so far left that we have to be sort of aiming to move it to the right.